A very good morning to all my dear students of class 7. This is the last class of the week and the second class on the fifth chapter from your English course book, The Living English. The name of this chapter is Dr. Gore and the Giggling Ghost. The chapter starts on page number 39 from your book, and we have completed yesterday till page number 40, second paragraph. Okay, and we have come to know that Dr. Gore heard a strange giggling sound. He heard the ki sound, which made him very much annoyed, and he thought that somebody is doing it at his back. So he at first thought it was the nurse. Then he looked everywhere, but he found nobody. And now a lot of incidents that followed and so whenever he heard this kiki sound, he became very annoyed, and the ink had fallen on his bald head, and now he is very angry, and he has come to the conclusion that maybe there are something poltergeist, a poltergeist sort of thing. A poltergeist means a ghost believed to make loud noises and throw things was present there. So something mysterious, something strange was happening there. And after this incident of falling the ink on his head, and which was hardly delible, it was some indelible ink, and he called himself to be super anti meta poltergeistis. That means this is a word coined by himself. He thought that he is somebody who will resolve all these issues, and he will find out that where is this ghost. Okay, so let's start from where we have ended last day. The hospital was buzzing. What? A poltergeist? Isn't that a kind of ghost? Yes, it is. The sort that makes things disappear, and the sort that bothers you with funny sounds. Did you actually see one in the hospital? One in this hospital? So everybody heard this word, that poltergeist, that is there something, really a ghost who throws things and makes loud noises? Is there something present here? So at the back of Dr. Gore, everybody was talking like this in the hospital. Really? Yes, said an assistant. I heard it once while I was in his study. It's a funny sort of sound and goes ki, a giggling ghost. And Dr. Gore has declared that he is going to splash it. With his unparalleled powers of what was it, he said. Yes, super anti-meta poltergeistis. So this term is coined by him. So he will just unravel the matter. He will just come to conclusion that who is behind it. So he is not such a person to leave things like this. He will just watch and find out who is behind it. Okay. Dr. Gore shot out of his room again. Some of the ink had come off on his cuffs, but a great deal of it was still there. So he looked like a piece of used blotting paper. You underline this. The question may come, how was he looking after he could remove some of the ink from his head and face and all. So here the description is like that he looked, his look was compared with a blotting paper. Blotting paper, you have seen, blotting paper is a paper which soaks ink. So blotting paper soaks some ink. So some ink was still there and some got wiped out. So he looked like a blotting paper. He had a thing like a hypnotist's disc in his hand. A round piece of glass with a thread attached. He announced, with this modern device, I shall devastate the little devil, confuse him utterly, immobilize him. After which he proceeded to become quite confused himself, because he went on to say, educate him. Yes, that's exactly what I said. and he walked absent-mindedly back to his room. Once inside, he realized that he had come back. So he decided to go out into the corridor again, and but for some queer means strange reason, he neglected to use the door that was open for this purpose. He turned inside to a closed door on the other side and proceeded to open it. So he entered into a room, and he was very, very, very angry. And again, the sound he heard, he became immobilized. Now he wanted to come out of the room, but instead of taking the passage or the door, which generally is taken by people, he wanted to open a locked door. Now see what he finds inside the locked door. There is the mystery behind the kiki sound. Okay, but this was stuck fast. The painters had painted over the door frame with thick enamel paint. So we know if something, because the painting and the door paint and the painting, the iron paint, the steel with which we paint on steel or wood, they are having a sticky thing. So if it is painted on that, so it just gets stuck, and the same thing happened with the door. So some painter had painted an enamel paint over it, layer upon layer. It hadn't even opened for years. Dr. Gore became more and more flustered, and all afternoon he tried pulling the door open, not because he wanted to go out anymore, but because he thought this was another trick of the ghost, getting the door jammed just as he tried to open it. So Dr. Gore became again annoyed. He could not open the door. And the painter had put enamel, coats of enamel after enamel, enamel after enamel, and it became so sticky that it stuck forever, he thought, and he was not able to open it. And he thought that this might be another trick of the ghost. Getting the door jammed just as he tried to open it, just to spite him. That means deliberately annoy somebody. Each time he tugged at the handle, the giggling grew louder and louder until it became almost unbearable. By evening, Dr. Gore was at its wit's end. This is a phrase, students. You just underline this phrase, at his wit's end. The meaning is also given in the footnote, that he was so worried that he did not know what to do next. This is a phrase. You can use it while writing the answers or somewhere else also. This will enrich your vocabulary, okay? At his wit's end. So he was trying and trying and trying, and the more he was trying to open it, the giggling sound and the kiki sound was becoming louder. Okay, so he was at his wit's end. So he was just at a condition so confused that he did not know what to do next. He was running a temperature and nearly hysterical. Hysterical means too upset, afraid, or excited to control one's behavior and emotions. Hysterical, behave like a mad hysteric. So he is having the hysteria, shouts, and he is not having any hysteria. A hysteric person does not have any control over his actions. So he has also lost all his control over his actions. He put a thermometer in his mouth and looked at himself in the mirror. The indelible ink was still there, and a few bits of paper were stuck to his head. His cheeks were crimson beneath his inky forehead, and he looked completely crazy. And suddenly he saw his funny face in the mirror, where he found that some portions are still there, are some ink still there here and there, and in some portions the paper with which he tried to remove it, the ink was stuck there on his bald head, and he was having rosy cheeks. So he was looking like a crazy madman. He became eccentric. He was not ready to accept the fact that more he was looking at his own image in the mirror, he became more and more crazy. He just became hysterical. Then he heard the giggling ghost again. Dr. Gore lost his temper. Little whirls of steam began curling up his ears as he went thumping across the room on his round flat feet and threw himself against the closed door. So very, very, very funny incidents were taking place one after another. So he tried to open the door, he could not. Constantly he was trying, he could not. He became hysterical. He somehow had some fever. He put thermometer. He saw his own face in the image. He became more and more crazy seeing the funny face. Then the more he was trying to open the door, the more the giggling sound was becoming prominent. So, as if curling, steam began to curling up from his ears. So, he became so angry as if steam were coming up. Like a hilarious comic movie or cartoon scene, it is just given here, described here, okay? Depicted here. He went thumping across the room on his round, flat feet and threw himself against the door. So he was in the beginning only. It is said he was a plump, bald person. That means fatty, like me. So he just thumped on the door, okay? And the miracle happened. The door, which had been taking a battering since that morning, flew open with a blast and took Dr. Gore in it. For a moment, Kabi Dr. Gore sat stunned. Stunned means he was just taken aback, surprised that what he was watching there. So when he threw on the door which was not opening since morning suddenly opened. And he was just stunned to see this thing that it opened. Okay, the door which had been taking a battering means suffering repeated attacks that caused damage. So constantly the door was being knocked, it was damaged, okay, and flew open with a blast and took Dr. Gore in. And for a moment, Kabi means fatty Dr. Gore, sat stunned and dizzy with a sound like 100 big conch shells. Conch shells means we use conch shells for doing puja. So the sound became like the conch shell blowing through his ears. When the noise in his head subsided and he could focus again, he was speechless. And what he saw? When the noise became quieter, the sound of 100 big conch shells, so loud sound was coming from that room. So he head subsided, he could focus again, and he was speechless what he saw. So now he is speechless that what he is seeing. He saw the giggling ghost. Of course, it wasn't a humanoid balloon. It wasn't a grinning Rakshasa. It wasn't even an extra terrestrial. It was an old sink with ancient plumbing and an old tap that had run dry for years and never been closed properly. So the view of the room just surprised him. He neither found, it wasn't a humanoid balloon. Man-made thing is called humanoid. Robot sort of man-made mechanical things are called humanoid, okay? It wasn't a grinning Rakshasa. It was neither a humanoid nor a ghost Rakshasa. It wasn't even extraterrestrial. It was an old sink. Sink we know, where we wash things, with ancient plumbing and an old tap that had run dry for years and never been closed properly. So the tap has become very dry and never been closed properly. The air in the half-open tap made a most familiar sound. So there is no water, it is dry for a long time. The air has entered into the tap and made a most familiar sound. It went key, 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 key. So it is unraveled finally by Dr. Gore. Dr. Golaknath Gore had found his poltergeist. Poltergeist means a ghost which shouts and throws things. Okay. Bright and early the morning, before too many people were about, Sant Singh, the plumber, arrived with Dr. Gore and went into the washroom next to his study. After a few minutes of slow tinkering with a wrench means a metal tool for holding and turning things. You have seen while the plumber had worked in your home. So the plumber came next morning. Sant Singh, the plumber, came. The key stopped. A shiny new tap was installed, which actually ran water instead of dry, rattling noises. Okay. Dr. Gore heaved a sigh of relief so full of whoosh. What the supply of a postage stamps in this letter tray floated all round room like a rain of Xeroxed popcorn. But he was too relieved to care. So the plumber came and finally the sound stopped. A shiny new tap was installed, which actually ran water instead of dry rattling noises. Dr. Gore heaved a high relief so full of whoosh that the supply of postage stamps in his little tray in his letter tray floated all round the room. So he became such a whoosh that on from the letter tray all the stamps just started flying, floated around the room like a rain and xeroxed popcorn. Okay. So, but he was too relieved to care. So, this is finally how he unraveled the story. Students, since we are not having much time and the questions are there, so it's already 16-17 minutes video. It's 20 minutes is the limit for us. So, here are some questions you can find. Don't worry, you read the chapter 5 to 10 times loudly at home, googling or by google the words or consult a dictionary for the unknown words whose meanings are not given. Read it 5 to 10 times. Don't worry, question answers I may not discuss but directly give you the answers. Those who can write them, fine. Those who cannot write them, they can write my answers. Or those who have written but they will find some difference from their answer and mine. If the topic, if the content is different, then you can correct them also. So don't worry, read it. You will get the answers of these chapters. But one thing I just want to say here, there are work in pairs and answer the questions. Some options are there, answer the questions that's given there, and discuss in groups and share in discuss. Something is there to be discussed. Then comes D, write the answers. So D answers I will give you, and E is reference to the context I will give you. So B and C, A, B, C you can do by reading the chapter. Generally these types of things don't come for your exam. You have write the answers and reference to the context. These are the two types of questions you are having. D and E answers I will give you. Don't worry. You just read the text and try to solve one A, B, C yourself. These are easy. You can do it with pencil and book only. And D and E answers, long answers and reference to the context I am giving you. So bye for today. See you next week with a grammar class. Most probably verbs. Okay.